Neen James and I'm an attention expert. One of the privileges of the role that I have is not just as a keynote speaker talking about how attention really pays with corporations, but also acting as an executive mentor and strategic advisor for many of my clients. Recently, one of my clients asked me, how do they truly build trust amongst their leadership team? There are 5 different ways that we decided you could really build trust if you want to be able to get the attention of your team and to be able to give the attention that they need. Strategy number 1 is to explain decisions. It's my belief that people will do the what if they understand the why, but too often as leaders we just share what needs to be done and we don't explain why. So one of the first things you can do to build trust with your team is give people the reasons why you're making the requests for their time, their attention, and their energy. Strategy number 2 is to share goals. If you want to be more transparent as a leader, share the goals that you're working on. Maybe help your team members identify 3 top goals for the year so that they can then have a decision filtering system for the decisions they need to make. You see, if they're really clear on what they're doing, it will drive their productivity and definitely their accountability and ultimately profitability. The third way that you can really build trust as a leader is to say no. I know that sounds crazy, but we need to be able to say no to the things that don't matter so we can say yes to the things that do. But it might mean saying no nicely. That also means allowing your team to be empowered to say no if they have too much on their plate or if they aren't the right person for the role. We want to create an environment where people feel comfortable to be able to push back just a little bit and to say no when it doesn't suit. Strategy number 4 is to host a town hall. One of my favorite clients in Denver hosts these great events where the leader meets with the team on a regular basis and the team is willing and very able and they openly ask lots of questions. Can you host your version of a town hall? Can you get your leaders to maybe just sit and answer questions for teams? When I was in the oil industry in Australia, we had a leader who regularly did this. He would set up times where we would bring our coffee and he would openly share what was going on with the company. And I always valued that time. Could you create town halls to build trust and answer questions that your team might have? Strategy number 5 to build trust among your leadership team is to communicate often and early when you know of something that might impact them. If there is a client that has a concern, if there is a project that's coming down the pipeline, if there are revenue numbers you've really got to focus on, can you communicate often and early? You see, people don't complain when we over communicate, but they definitely complain when they don't have all the information they need. To truly build trust as a leader, be transparent. Focus your energy on the things that really matter and share with your team what's important. So those 5 things are to explain decisions, share goals, say no, host town halls, and communicate early and often. But what would you add? What are some ways you've found have worked to build trust among your leadership team? I'd love you to share your ideas down below. Are we connected on social media? If not, let's do it. My Twitter handle is @NeenJames, so you can come across and like us on Facebook @NeenJames. I would love to hear from you. How do you build trust and give attention to the things that really matter? Please share your ideas here below. You see, I believe attention pays. Attention drives profitability, productivity, and ultimately accountability. I believe attention pays.